Hello guys! In this lesson we are going to speak about jobs in information technology. Let me give you a quick tour. First of all, we are going to go over a couple of professions in IT, and then we are going to look at some words that are going to be useful for you to speak about your profession and about your uh, day-to-day routine at work, what you do, what are your responsibilities, and so on. So let's get started. The first IT job title is System Administrator, or sysadmin for short. In information technology, a system administrator is a person who supports companies' computing environment and ensures good performance of IT services and support systems. Don't worry if you don't understand all the words that are written here in the profession descriptions, because later on we are going to go through those words and you are going to learn and understand them and use them after that, right? The next job title is a Database Administrator, or DBA. A database administrator helps store and organize companies' data. They protect the data from unauthorized users. Usually they work for organizations with large database systems such as educational institutions, financial firms, etc. Information Security Analyst. An information security analyst protects a computer network and computer systems of the company. They plan and carry out different security measures. For example, they install and use software to stimulate cyber attacks in order to test systems. The next one is Computer Network Architect. Computer network architects design, build, and maintain a variety of data communication networks. They typically have a bachelor's degree in computer science or a related field. Computer support specialist, or technical support specialist. A computer support specialist assists users who are having problems with software, computers, or peripherals, for example, printers or scanners. Those people who provide help over the phone or via online chat or email are usually called help desk technicians. Software developer, or dev for short. Software developers design, run, and test various computer programs and applications. They usually have a bachelor's degree in computer science or a related field. They also have strong programming skills. The next one is a quality assurance analyst, or a tester, as they are sometimes called. Quality assurance analysts are responsible for creating test plans, executing those plans, and managing all activities in the plan to ensure that the program works as expected, to ensure that the program works well. Computer programmer. This is a very general term because there are lots of different kinds of programmers, but generally, a computer programmer is a person who creates computer software. They write code using computer languages such as C++, Java, Python, etc. Computer programmers create instructions for computers to generate meaningful output or meaningful result. Technician. IT technicians set up workstations with computers and other devices, ensure functionality of computer hardware like HDDs, mouses, keyboards, etc., install and configure appropriate software and functions. A web developer. Web developers build and shape a visitor's experience at a website. They create web page layouts like headings, paragraphs, etc., website styling like colors and fonts, and page features like different animations and pictures. They use languages like HTML or JavaScript to create websites or web applications. And the last one here is a web designer. A web designer is responsible for creating the design and layout of a website or a web page. They can work on a brand new website or update and improve an already existing site. Okay, so this is it for job titles with descriptions, but of course we all know that there are a lot of different kinds of professions and types of job in information technology. So I've made a simple list here with lots of different professions, so maybe you can find your job title in this list. But anyway, if you can't find your exact job title in the list here or in the previous list, don't worry. Now we are going to jump to the next section of this lesson and learn a couple of words that will help you speak about your job, whatever your job is. You will be able to describe it and to explain what you do on a day-to-day basis. So let's start. The first pair of words is to deal with and to maintain. Let's look at them a little bit closer. To deal with means to take action to do something, to solve problems, or to work with something or someone. To deal with. Pay attention to the irregular forms of the word deal, because deal is an irregular verb and it changes like this: deal, dealt, dealt. So the past form of deal is going to be dealt. Let's look at the example. Our managers deal with all kinds of clients every day, which means that our managers work with all kinds of clients every day, solve problems with all kinds of clients. The next word is to maintain. To maintain means to make sure that something stays at the same level, same condition or standard. Let's go back to this example. Our managers deal with all kinds of clients every day. So I can say that we maintain the highest level of service. We make sure that the level of service stays the same. Another example here. In my work, I follow the best practices to maintain clean and easy to understand PHP code. I follow the best practices to make sure that my code always stays clean and easy to understand. I maintain this. Let's go on. To carry out. To carry out means to do something, to perform something. Pay attention to this word because carry changes into carried. You see that the last letter Y changes into I in the past tense. Let's look at the example. In my previous project, I carried out the responsibilities of both the project manager and the team leader. I performed the work of both, right? To ensure means to make certain or to make sure. This is just a synonym to these phrases, to ensure. For example, to make sure that something is done correctly or something works properly. As a QA specialist, I worked with a test environment where I tested many aspects of the platform to ensure that it works as desired, to make sure that it works good. Let's go on. To oversee. To oversee means to watch over and control something to make sure that the work is good or satisfactory. In the other word, you can say to supervise. So you oversee you look over something, yeah, you control something. Let's look at the example. A cloud architect oversees application architecture. He controls and watches over application architecture. The next word is to deploy. To deploy. To deploy means to make a software system like a website or application available for use. It means that you give it to everybody, you make it available for everyone to use. Let's go back to this example. A cloud architect oversees application architecture and deploys it in cloud environments like public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Another example is, I'm a freelance web developer, so I build and deploy all my websites and applications myself. The next one is to design. To design means to create, draw, or construct something. I took a course where I learned how to design and write programs that are easy to maintain. To set up. A phrase to set up means to make a piece of equipment ready for use. Pay attention to this word also because this is an irregular verb which doesn't change. It stays the same in all forms. Set, set, set. And let's look at the example. I will set up all the necessary equipment in my home office to work remotely on this project. It means that I will make all my equipment at home work. The next pair of words is to install and to configure, which usually go together. Yeah, you all know what to install means. It means to put a new program or a piece of software into your computer so that you can use it. And usually when you install something, sometimes you need to configure this program. To configure means to change settings of software on a computer so that it works in the way you want it to work. So you go to settings and you change everything that you need. I'm an IT technician, so I install and configure different software on all computers in the office. Or another one. I use different plugins and libraries every day, so I often need to install and configure new software. That's why I read a lot of documentation in English. The next, to protect. To protect means to keep something safe from harm, damage, or loss. Let's look at the example. Databases are generally protected by copyright. And to assist. To assist simply means to help someone or something. As a junior software engineer, I assist and participate in the research, design, development, and testing of software and tools. I assist somebody, which means that I help somebody. To provide. To provide means to give someone something that they want or need. That's a good word, right? To provide, to give someone something that they need. I am a web designer, so I know how to provide the best user experience for your website visitors. I know how to give the best user experience. The next word is to manage. To manage means to organize and control the work of a company, organization, or a group of people. As a CEO of a big software company, I need to manage a lot of creative people. That's a difficult task. To manage means to control and organize the work of a lot of people. The next is to estimate. To estimate. To estimate means to give a general idea of the cost of work or the time you need to do the work. I'm sure you know this word. To estimate means uh, to give an idea of how many hours will a project take and how many dollars will this project take, right? Let's look at the example. Project managers usually estimate new projects by analogy using previous projects and past experience. The next one is to execute. To execute. To execute means to perform or to do. To make a computer use a program or carry out an instruction. Sometimes I need to Google my questions. For example, how to execute the code inside a function in JS, which means how to make the code work inside a function in JS. And the last pair of words here is to improve and to run. To improve means to make something better. Working on my previous project, I improved my time management and organizational skills. I made my skills better. I improved. To run. To run, of course, it means to run like this, but also in information technology, it means to start or to use a program, a computer program. Don't forget that run is an irregular verb, so it changes like this. Run, ran, run. The past form is ran. When an application is developed, we have to make sure that it runs on different devices and works perfectly. We have to make sure that it runs on different devices, which means that it works. It works well on different devices. Alright, so this is it for this lesson. I hope you learned a lot. If you feel like you need to watch this lesson once again, please do that. Don't forget that you have a worksheet after this lesson, so download the worksheet and do the exercises. Have fun and enjoy learning English.